It's not just some words that somebody dreamt up, you know? It's an actual song.
Is there something you consider to be a teacher in a way, when it comes to songwriting, when it comes to writing lyrics?
If I have a teacher?
Is there someone you consider to be a teacher, you know, someone you look up to because of what he's doing with text?
No, not really. I mean, I don't. It's not so much like the text or the sound or the music or something. It's just a song, and for me, everybody writes them, you know, but not everybody turns them into songs. You know what I mean? But everybody carries songs with them in some ways. Like I like telling the story about how you're at a dinner table, you know, your family dinner, and your dad says the story that he always says over and over again. You know this feeling, right? And he has this story, I'm sure, or lots of them, that he tells 17 times. And then when there's a new guest, he always sneaks in the story about, you know, it could be about the time when he got his car, or when he met his wife, or when he went to Spain, I don't know, something. And then he'll tell it again and again. And that's one of his best songs. You know, that's the song right there, because it tells something important about him, or about life. It has a beginning, it has an ending, it has a clear message. It probably keeps your attention because you notice it's got something to say. It has the right sort of motivation to be told. It's not just some words that somebody dreamt up, you know. It's an actual song, you know.
And it's also important that the story is compelling enough to tell it over and over again, because you have to.
Yeah, because then you never forget it, you know. You can always retell those kind of stories because they're important and they explain something important. I think it's very much about finding those sort of stories, the things that stuck with you, things that you carry around. Those are the things you can turn into songs, and it's not hard. Then then you just have to sing it, you know, as opposed to say it, talk it, and that's fun, you know. How do you sing that story?
Yeah. You Never Leave LA is a story like that, which I believe. And America comes back on the record a couple of times more. New York and Los Angeles, Hollywood.
Yeah.
What is your connection with that country? What is your feeling?
Well, that's how that's sort of where I started my career in America. When I was by the time I was living in Copenhagen and writing, I got a contract in Los Angeles to write as a songwriter with a publisher in Los Angeles. So that's when I started going there more and more. And I would go over there just to write songs with other songwriters and for other projects for other songwriters too. Yeah, I sort of spent a lot of time there, and I got signed there also. My first record deal was there. So I toured all over America. I played like 150 shows in America every year for a long time. And so it sits with me. I live with it as always. And then when I did this record, a lot of the songs were about America, and was kind of one of the themes that I went for. Also with the sound, the sort of like the Americana, or the West Coast sound, and that kind of thing. With also some of the chords are deliberately Californian or something, you know. Like that's how I look at it. But I mean, I love America. It's again, if you spend a lot of time there, then you get to love it. You know, if you spend a lot of time in a tree, you'll get to love a tree too. I mean, but you know,
nice analogy. Yeah. Is it a country you want to live in, perhaps?
Well, I do feel I live in it. You know, I'm there a lot. I was there twice 2 months ago, and I feel that it's part of me. But if I want to rent an apartment somewhere, I don't know, it's expensive. But sure, why not? I mean, I could do that for a while, sure.